Thank you for joining us again, the calm storm of marriage. This topic today is going to deal with which is better or which is not better, talking about the traditional roles of marriage and the modern role of marriage, or can you have both?
Questions.
I pretty much would like to start that one because I just had a conversation about that with some of my peers. And just for definition purposes, when we say traditional, we're talking about the old school, like as far as the male being the provider, the wife being the nurturer, and stuff like that. And when it comes to modern, what we mean is the 50-50 generation. Hey, you pay half of this, I pay half of that. Same thing with the bills. Like, hey, I got the water and the electric, and then I got the trash and the cable bill. And that's pretty much what we mean by modern. I had a conversation like this with some of my peers, and the thing about this is you can't have both. Like, you have to choose. Like, you cannot sit there and say, hey, I want my wife to be the homemaker, or as my wife like to say, the house manager. You can't say that and say, hey, your sole responsibility is take care of the kids and to watch over the house, and I got everything outside of that. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks from then, you're like, oh, you know what? I'm kind of stressed out today. I don't feel like working. I'm just going to quit my job. Hey, now I need you to stop doing what you're doing. I need you to go work at McDonald's while I go find me another job. And I'm going to sit at the house and watch the kids. It's very difficult to do that. Now, I remember back in the day, I used to always joke about trying to be a stay-home dad, but it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Like, I'm not that individual that can do that. Like, I know that I'm always on the move. I'm always doing something. Like, I'm coaching teams, and I'm helping out men with their spouses, helping out young boys, and going through what they're going through, trying to talk to ladies and how to be a lady. It's just really difficult. And as an individual,
we're both helping out with the ladies.
Yeah, we both. Yeah.
Don't think it's just him with women now.
Well, it's more. Everything that we do is a group effort. We don't do anything alone. The only time that we do stuff alone is whenever we do stuff alone is actually when we're having some man time, and we're talking. And I get my man group, and we're talking about our wives and the stuff that we went through, kind of like a mentoring, so to speak. So that's what we do. We both mentor. Like, even on the website, you'll see that we're relationship coaches, and that's the only time we actually do stuff apart, because people feel more comfortable around someone that looks like them and is going through the same thing they're going through. And it's a lot. You're able to be a little bit more honest versus if your spouse is staring at you and you're just like, so what do you mean by that? It's just like, you want to be able to create an environment where you can actually be free with no judgment. And even if there wasn't any judgment at the house, you just want to be able to be free to say what you have to say without having to filter your words. You could just be totally honest and just be brutally honest and blunt with your words. But the answer to the question, you can't have both. You have to choose. Either you're going to have a traditional marriage or relationship, or you're going to have a modern marriage and relationship. And that those are your two choices. That's all you have. I know a lot of people think they can do both. Like, you can't. If you're sitting there saying, hey, I'm going to be the provider, and you're out there working, and my wife is going to be the stay-home mother, but your wife is actually working at McDonald's, then you're in a modern marriage. That's not both. Even if she takes her money and she's using it all in her hair, the fact that she actually chose a job outside the house is still modern, because she's actually there to assist you with any type of needs financially, because I'm pretty sure she's not going to be sitting there and let the whole family just starve.
Right.
So that's pretty much like that. So it's totally different. But that has nothing to do with, as far as people that are actually stay-home parents and they actually start their own business. Yes. I'm not really talking about from that. I'm talking more so from the mindset of, hey, this is my role, this is your role. It's like you need to set those foundations early. However you start your relationship, that's how it should end.
Yes.
You need to set that foundation real quick. Like, if you're going out on dates, if you want to open up doors, if you want your doors open up, and it's a fresh start. Like in the military, they say, hey, you get 3 years to start over. If your command sucked that first year, hey, don't worry about it. You got 2 more. You're gonna go somewhere else and you get to start over. relationships are like that as well, and that's how you should be judging out. You should do a lot. You should be doing a lot of dating. I'm not saying that you should be going home with this individual. I'm just saying dating in order to find out who exactly you like. When I say dating, I mean like kind of a courtship type situation. That's not mean you going out in the bushes. Doesn't mean you're playing house. Doesn't mean you're playing doctor. I'm talking about some just a general getting to know somebody, going out, eating a little dinner, getting a little chow, maybe getting a little breakfast. And I'm talking about still living separately, not doing anything physically, just talking and getting to know an individual. And that allows you to actually get more insight. And that's where you should be laying this foundation. And my thing is, as a woman, if you want your doors open for you all the time, that needs to be addressed. So my thing is, you should be sitting there and say, hey, would you mind getting the door for me? So my thing is, you don't start this, oh, well, my friend Rita, her husband's opened the door for her everywhere she goes. I think I want that.
Yeah.
We've been married for 10 years and now you want that? Well, you know what? It's not Valentine's Day or your birthday, so this is not what we started with, so we're not about to start it now. So my thing is, don't judge your relationship off of somebody else's because that causes problems. So pretty much all I'm saying is stay in your lane and stick with what you got. Don't sit there and keep trying to go back and forth. I'm trying to be lukewarm. Either be hot or be cold. So, sweetheart, go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
You got a little long-winded. Just had to talk about that, so it's kind of like...
Yeah. But we both tend to do it, so it's totally fine. Like, we both have our insights and opinions, and we really hope that they are working for you guys, or we have something to offer you guys. But to answer the question, how do I feel about traditional and non-traditional, modern relationships? Are they the same? Well, definitely they're not. It's like apples and oranges, basically.
Yeah.
And I do agree with my husband. How you start something is how you're gonna finish it 9 times out of 10. So if you're even in the dating stage, and that's where it all starts. Up. I'm glad you brought that up. It starts in the dating stage. Women's knowing what you want and knowing what your boundaries are. Men knowing what exactly it is you're looking for. What type of woman do you see yourself dating or seeing yourself being with long term? What kind of woman would best complement your lifestyle? And ladies, the same thing. What type of man do you want? What type of man would best complement your lifestyle and your family values? This is a person that you might potentially have children with later on in life, so you don't know. So I definitely agree with that. How you start things off is really, really key. That's going to determine how you guys handle things throughout the relationship. Yeah. Because we started off things very open, very honest, and always talking. And we both had the same. Yeah. I mean, it's like almost magical. We both had
yin and yang right there, boy.
We both had the same ideas about, not spousal, but gender roles.
Yeah, just everything. Yeah.
Just everything. And
whole
it's
mindset,
like, even about children, we both had the same mindset about that. We both knew what we wanted out of a relationship. We both knew that we wanted to be married,
We talked about it.
Yeah. And we talked about it. And then we both also spoke about how we like to be treated within a relationship.
Yeah.
My husband likes, he likes food when he comes home. He likes his juice. So
men, that's what I'm saying. Same thing with women. Like my thing is, don't sit there and be talking to a man. That's why you need to have these conversations. Don't sit there and talk to a man who's telling you over and over and over again, hey, I like a wife that fix my plate every day. If you can't cook, unless you plan on hitting a crash course, you might not want to be with that man. Like that, because that's going to cause problems.
Yeah, no, you don't want to go into something and then expect something that you've never even discussed. Or go into something and you hear a person say, oh, they like this, and you're like, well, maybe that'll change once I'm in the picture.
It won't change. You need to just...
It's very far for you.
Yeah, it doesn't change.
So ladies, I love to cook. Check out my channel, Inspiration in the Kitchen, coming out soon. We cooking meals and inspiring at the same time.
Cross-marketing.
Exactly. If you don't know how to cook, I will definitely show you quick and easy.
I love how you slid that in there. Go ahead.
But yeah, so back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically know what you want. And then I don't want to say, is it safe to say don't settle? Because I feel like when people say don't settle, people are like, well, it has to be exactly X, Y, Z. Nobody's perfect. We're all human beings. We're all individuals. Have a core idea of what you need from the relationship. I wouldn't even say what you want, what you need. Because I know that I need a provider. I know that I desire that. Like, I feel like, for me personally, just personally, on myself, I wouldn't want to be the one coming home, bringing home the bacon. I mean, that's fine if I do, but deep down inside, I know I would feel differently. And that's just me being honest with myself, you know? But our relationship and our communication is so strong that I don't feel like even if that was to happen, that would be an issue because we would be able to talk through things. And this man would probably break his neck trying to find a way to make more.
That'd be really short-lived because I ain't never not had like at least 2 or 3 jobs. Like, since I moved out my parents' house, I always had at least 3 or 4 jobs.
And always going to school to, strive for better. So
I'm a professional student.
But he does very well, you know. So just know, again, like you said, know what you desire, what you need. Not even what I would say what you need, which you know you can't do without within a relationship because that can come later on. And then with the whole modern side, that's fine too. That's fine as well. If you know you like that, if you know that you want to be a working woman, if you're fine with taking care of, or it doesn't matter to you who makes the most money and things like that. I don't really meet too many women like that. I've interact with some very business savvy corporate executive level women. And their whole thing is that they can't find someone who makes enough because of that stigma, that's in their mind. So they're trying to be traditional and modern
at the same time.
But it's just not working for them. It's just they'd have to accept the fact, hey, okay, I make more money. So then you have to look at, okay, well, that need wasn't met. What other need of mine can this man or woman meet that's not at the top of the list? That's probably hard to find,
But then that also plays off the fact that no woman, I don't care if she wants modern or traditional, no woman wants to take care of a man, period. Like, no woman wants to do that. And so if a woman's taking care of a man, like, that's only going to last for so long. So if she's feeling like she's taking care of you, it's going to be a detriment to the entire relationship. So it doesn't matter. No woman is geared towards that. She's like, hey, you're not my baby,
we've heard that before.
You need to be a grown man. And do what you got to do. So it doesn't matter if it's traditional. It doesn't matter if it's traditional or it doesn't matter if it's modern. In the end, you need to bring something like what? That was on Tamarine with Chris Rock. Yeah. But anyway, I saw that. It was awesome.
Give him 2 shouts out.
Yeah, I did. But my thing is, but on that's pretty much what it's talking about. Like no woman wants a man that doesn't bring home anything, that doesn't do anything. And as a man, you shouldn't want to not bring home something. Like my thing is, that's why if you choose traditional, you're bringing in 100%. If you are modern, you only got to bring in 50. So my thing is, either way, you bringing in something.
Right.
And so, cause I know that it's really big. There's articles on it and everything. You guys can Google it or research it yourself. But I know in Atlanta, there's a lot of successful business owners that are females that make a lot of money, and they are in corporate, and that's one of their things. Like, but there's not a lot of them that are sitting there, because I know a lot of women, they say, hey, my number one thing is he can't be a felon. And there's a lot of women that make like 6 figures, and he's like, I will marry any man as long as he's not a felon. And there's a lot of dudes that don't fit that because of the way society is, but that's a whole another topic. But you got to bring something to the table. You have to. As a man, you have to bring something. As a woman, you got a choice. But as a man, you have to bring something. And if you see your man is trying, like, help him with that. Because a man is only going to go as far as his own dreams. And if he's not dreaming because he's too busy worried about what you're saying, then you're hindering both your lives.
Yeah, so, encourage. Do not discourage. Always encourage.
Encourage.
Little piece of encouragement might shoot him to the moon. You never know.
Yeah. And just listen.
And vice versa.
And just listen to him. If he's saying, hey, he wants to do this, don't just tell him, like, how you going to do that? No, show him. Help him out. Google some stuff yourself. Like, hey, I was looking. I was like, you want to be a professional gamer. So, okay. That may seem silly right now, but it's all fun and games. It's all fun and games. So you run one of them tournaments and be a millionaire in one day. Yeah, it's all fun and games. I was a millionaire. Now you want to be like, hey, babe, I did help. You're not in competition. Like, you're supposed to be helping. Come on. But that's pretty much.
Yeah, and to answer the question, which marriage style is better? We personally, as you can tell, we feel comfortable with the traditional style. So let us know what marriage style you feel comfortable with, and make sure you like Also, comment, subscribe, and make sure you have your notifications on. And thanks for watching.
Thank you.